already tried to film this once. Round two, let's do it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my acne story. Specifically, as the title suggests, I have been on Accutane 4 times. So I'm going to talk about my experience with Accutane. I'm going to talk about the symptoms that I experienced, the dosage, how I've been since those 4 rounds of Accutane, and showing some good old photos because why else would you click on this video? Let's just get into it. So a little bit of background, family history. Both of my parents had severe acne growing up, and not only growing up, but my mom actually had acne all up until in her 40s, and it wasn't until she took Accutane actually that it completely cleared up. And so needless to say, she is a Accutane advocate. That is that. And then my dad as well had really bad acne that he actually grew a beard in high school so that it would cover up his acne because it was so severe. So thanks guys so much for coming together and giving me those genes. Anyway, so I first started getting acne middle school, so 12, 13 kind of age. The first time I experienced acne, what happened was I, started off with the drugstore treatments with, benzoyl peroxide, with whatever the other one is. What is it called? It's benzoyl peroxide, and I'll probably put something here. I don't know what it's called. You know what it's called. I started with those kinds of treatments. It would just really dry the crap out of my skin and wouldn't really help at all. And so from there we went to my doctor and I got prescribed more topical treatments, but prescriptions, so they are stronger. Again, they didn't really help, just dry the crap out of my skin. Breakouts would come about. Yeah, wasn't really helping any long term. I was still getting persistent acne and it was getting worse. So then from there we went to oral methods, oral medication, which was antibiotics, I believe. I went on 2 different oral ones, but they both upset my stomach, and again, my acne didn't respond very well. So that was when finally we decided Accutane. Now, if people don't know what Accutane is, well, do I know what Accutane is? Basically, it is people like to say it's vitamin A, but it is a derivative from vitamin A, but it's not vitamin A. It's a retinol or retinoid or some sort of thing, but it manipulates your oil glands, your sebum production, oil glands in your skin. Basically inhibits the production of oil and does a bunch of other things like increases cell turnover. But that is when I went on my first round of Accutane. And a round of Accutane, basically you are on it for, it depends on the physician, but it's around 4 to 8 months. So usually averaging around 6 months. But again, it goes by from physician to physician. Some physicians do not want to go over 4 months, and others will go all the way until 8 months or maybe more. I don't know, but it kind of depends on its individual cases, right? So I went on my first round, and in terms of the type of acne, I've had acne from like all across the board. Name a type of acne, I've had it. I've had whiteheads, I've had blackheads, I had the acne primarily in my T-zone. That was like my first kind of acne where I would have like blemishes, whiteheads, whiteheads around like here, around sort of like between my eyebrows and kind of going upwards here, and then I get it here and on my chin. So truly the T-zone area. I've also had the cystic form around my cheeks here, which definitely in terms of scarring, that was the most detrimental. But I would have painful under the skin cysts that would come up around the side. If I were to have sideburns, picture that, but acne there, and they were painful and they were deep and they're under the skin. As well, I've also had the complete all over the face, under the skin, tiny little bumps that you can't pop, which are so frustrating, but the texture is just frustrating and you can't do anything about it, and topical things don't do anything because there's technically no defined pimple. So I've had that, and then I've had it at cheeks, chin, everywhere, all the different types, acne, you name it. So from actual round to round, basically, when I say I've been on Accutane 4 times, it basically was, I had acne. I had my first kind of wave of acne, sure. I took a round of Accutane, so anywhere from 4 to 8 months, I would do a round. It would clear my skin up completely. And I should also mention that my first round of acne, I also dealt with body acne, so I also dealt with back knee and chest knee, if you will call it that. After my first round of Accutane, the back knee and chest knee completely cleared, and it never came back after that. My skin also cleared completely after the first round, so that was great. Didn't last too long. Acne came back. This time it was a different form. They changed every time, which was very odd. It wasn't the same kind of acne every time. That's what I mean by I've had it all across the board. Truly stubborn. Acne on my face came back again for the second time. Persisted, wasn't responding, went back on Accutane, then it cleared it up again in that second round, came back a third time, persisted, couldn't keep it under control, wasn't managing it, went on Accutane a third time, and then finally came back the fourth time, again, was getting worse and worse, not responding to treatment, and then went on the fourth round of Accutane. I'm gonna go through some photos because that is obviously the reason why you clicked on this video in the first place. So let's go through some photos. I don't really have any photos pre like 2014. I think it was the BlackBerry days, so you didn't really take photos on your phone yet, kind of, especially not selfies or anything, so I don't really have any good photos from like almost like 7 years ago. God damn. So I have it only from like May of 2014, so enjoy. So you can just kind of see here, this was definitely my cheek phase of acne. You can see in that photo, in this photo as well. I mean, it's hard to tell when it was, if I was like on Accutane at the time or that was like my acne. I can kind of see in this photo some lips, some dryness, so I probably was on Accutane here, and that was just hyperpigmentation, which I dealt with a lot on my cheeks. This photo I wanted to show, it looks like my skin is relatively clear. However, it's clear that I was on Accutane at this point, and you can see in the corners of my mouth it kind of looks red, and you can kind of see that, and I will kind of talk about that in the side effects and symptoms soon, but I just wanted to point that out, that you can clearly tell that I was on Accutane, and I'll go into that in a little bit. And then the most recent form, and definitely the most exciting photos. The last time before I was on Accutane, my acne was the all over the face, tiny little bumps, and the really annoying, and why are you here? You're not invited. I don't understand what you want. What do you want from me? Acne, just go away. So that was that, and basically the story behind this photo, I took this photo and I was watching a lot of Dr. Pimple Popper videos, you know where this is going, and I noticed that she had this tool that was a pimple extractor, or extraction tool, I think, and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos of girls that were like using it to get rid of their acne, and specifically this one girl who had the same type of acne, the tiny little bumps all over the face, and she just would individually go over each one and extract it. And this was like a, oh my god, I can do that, because you know this type of acne is like not the type that you can clearly go like this and like pop it, which you shouldn't do in the first place, but you know what I mean. So what I did is that I got one of those extractors and I went all across my face and I extracted as many little bumps as I could see, thinking that I would get rid of my acne that way. So let's see what that looks like a few hours after. Yeah, so it wasn't so pretty, and you know, I just didn't leave the house for a while. That was that, but I wasn't mad at myself because I was like, you know, it's for the long-term good. I'm not gonna have acne after this. It came back. It came back the exact same, like within a week or two. If you got really excited about me just talking about that and was like, whoa, I can do that, it comes back. Don't try to cheat it. Don't try to outsmart it. It will come back. That's just one of the photos. There were others, but you know, I'll keep it at that one. So now that you've looked at those photos, I'll talk about kind of the dosage that I took and the side effects that I experienced. So the dosage that I took varied depending on the round. I did more of the higher doses near the beginning a couple times. So I would do anywhere from 20 to 60 milligrams, 20 being the most mild one, and then 60, you know, would be the highest that I would ever go on. It also depends on body weight and a bunch of other factors. So the side effects that you will experience will depend on the dosage. If you have a lower dosage, you will experience milder side effects versus, of course, if you took higher doses, you will experience more severe side effects. So some of the side effects that I experienced was, of course, dry skin, and this is because Accutane works by inhibiting oil production, and what gives your skin its lovely, soft, and glowy qualities to it is that natural oil that is produced by the oil glands. And so when that stops, you get really dry skin. You really need to be equipped with a heavy-duty, good-ass moisturizer. And the one that I use, that I still use today, my trusty old Kiehl's Ultra Creme Repair Creme, you know the one in the pot that's like the really well-known and popular one. Definitely need to be equipped with a great moisturizer for your skin and even your body. I didn't experience a lot of dryness on my body. Only usually when I would shave my legs, I would notice that it was drier than normal. So it depends on your body. If you tend to have like dry skin on your body just in general, you would definitely want to be equipped with a good body moisturizer as well. A second thing is, especially the thing that is the most prevalent, are the dry lips. You get like think about chapped lips in the winter, but like times 20. And again, this will depend on how high your dosage is. When it was the highest dose, it was like painfully dry, cracked lips. I couldn't like smile or like widen my mouth and they would like crack. Like, you know how you kind of have those little lines on your lips, like those would crack open and bleed. Very painful. If I did not carry lip balm with me, like that was the end of the world. Like it was like my lifesaver. I needed lip balm wherever I went or else I would not survive. So again, really great lip balm. And then relating back to that photo that I looked like I had the clear skin but then the corners of the mouth thing, this kind of goes into that. I forget what the actual medical term is called, but basically the corners of your mouth also dry up and get cracked, and basically they bleed as well and get all really painful and blistery. So every time you opened your mouth or you smiled, they would like break again and crack and bleed, and that was also not fun. So often like I would like try to pick away at the skin there, and then that would leave like the red mark, and then I try to cover up with concealer, and it was just painful and raw. So definitely not fun. And then one thing though to lighten the mood was your hair. Your hair and your skin both are the same oils, both the same oil glands. So typically someone who has oily hair typically also has oily skin, and vice versa. It meant that my hair didn't get oily, especially at the 60 milligram dosage. My hair did not get oily, just would never get oily. I could not wash my hair for the rest of my life and it would be fine. Like I would be fine. I would never get dirty hair because it stopped producing the oils. When I had the milder dosage around 20 milligrams, it definitely would still get oily, but it meant it would just like prolong my in between washes time. So it would be about like a week, in between washes, or 5 or 6 days between washes, which was really nice. It meant that you didn't have to wash your hair as often, which is really great. So that's kind of a bonus. Pretty awesome. In terms of long-term side effects, I haven't experienced any that I am aware of. I know Accutane is one of those touchy subjects. It's one of those touchy drugs that, at least I know through experience, a lot of my friends' parents are very anti-Accutane because I think it's had a lot of claims that in the media of it being really dangerous. I want to say that I have not experienced any of the more serious side effects that some people claim to have experienced. Coming from me, someone who has done 4 rounds of this drug, I am okay. So that's just me. But again, don't take that with a grain of salt. Everyone is different. But yeah, just my experience. So it's been probably coming up to a year since I have stopped taking it, and I've been managing it pretty well, crossing my fingers. Anytime that I do start to get breakouts, I can usually pinpoint why and react accordingly. Now I am gonna make a separate video based on how I keep my skin clear, and that includes my skincare routine and lifestyle tips. So I'm not gonna go into that in this video. I just wanted to kind of do an overview of my Accutane experience. I do have a couple breakouts here and there, but again, I know where that's coming from. I've been particularly stressed lately, and when I'm stressed, I tend to touch my face, and that particularly causes me to break out, and I notice that. So that's that kind of thing. I'm not claiming to have perfectly clear skin. I don't know if I ever will in my entire life, but it is manageable, and I see it's more of a not getting progressively worse, but more I'll have flare-ups here and there, and then they'll go away and whatnot. And I generally have clear skin is what I'm trying to say. So basically that is my Accutane experience. I hope I kind of got everything in a nutshell, but at the same time, if you guys have any questions or you need any advice on Accutane or acne, I'm your gal, so just comment below and I'll try my best to answer them accordingly, I guess. But yeah, if you are someone who is struggling with acne, I feel for you. I feel for you. I know how difficult it is and how it makes life a lot more difficult, especially it's hard, basically, is what I'm trying to say, and I can sympathize with you. And if Accutane is something that you are considering, then I say go for it. It really is life-changing. I would dream about having clear skin like this. Anyway, it's a blessing, but again, I understand hesitations and it's up to personal choice. So that's that. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!